Just 4 decades ago, daily life in China was defined by agriculture. The vast majority of the population worked in flooded fields, relying on manual labor to survive. Today, that landscape is dominated by high-tech megacities. The nation now rivals the United States in artificial intelligence, high-speed rail, and space exploration. The speed of this transformation raises a critical question. How did a developing agrarian society move to the center of the global economy so quickly? This expansion followed a deliberate sequential strategy of industrial growth and state-led investment. In the late 1970s, the country was largely isolated. The economy was closed to outside influence, and industries were strictly limited. Change arrived in 1978, when leadership initiated a series of broad economic reforms to stimulate domestic growth. The strategy involved opening specific regions of the economy to international trade and foreign capital for the first time. This shift attracted an immediate influx of capital and business from around the world, all rushing into the newly opened zones. The policy of 1978 provided the initial funding for the nation's later global expansion. Foreign corporations were drawn by an immense workforce and highly competitive production costs. Millions of people were organized into massive assembly lines, producing everything from textiles to early consumer electronics. As goods were exported across the globe, the country earned a reputation as the world's primary manufacturing hub. By manufacturing everyday items for the global market, the nation accumulated vast reserves of national wealth. Rather than simply accumulating this capital, leadership directed it toward building the physical systems required for their next stage of growth. To sustain this volume of exports, they needed a way to move billions of goods rapidly. This required a modern transportation network. Massive investments were made in high-speed rail, connecting distant industrial centers with unprecedented speed. They simultaneously constructed modern highways and colossal global ports to facilitate the movement of goods across the oceans. Over a single decade, these veins of transit multiplied, creating an integrated logistical grid across the country. This system allowed goods to move cheaper and faster than in almost any other region, accelerating the pace of business. The infrastructure boom integrated basic manufacturing hubs into a single, highly efficient supply chain. With the industrial foundation in place, the goal shifted. They began moving away from simple assembly to focus on original invention. National resources were redirected into research, development, and high-tech manufacturing. They prioritized future-facing industries, becoming a dominant force in the production of electric vehicles and renewable energy technology. Investment also flowed into advanced fields like artificial intelligence and telecommunications, where they now compete directly with the West. This ambition reached beyond the planet, resulting in a rapidly expanding and successful space program. Developing these critical technologies secured a leading position in the 21st century economy. This economic and technological momentum has now extended far beyond the nation's borders. The country uses its wealth to exert international influence, trading with every continent and funding infrastructure projects in other regions. Investment and development are radiating outward, reaching into Asia, Africa, and beyond to secure new trade routes. The result is visible in cities that often surpass Western capitals in scale and modernity. By combining manufacturing dominance with high-tech innovation, they have become one of the most influential actors in global affairs. This transition from muddy farmlands to modern megacities was built on decades of sequential, long-term planning. Given this momentum, the geopolitical landscape of the next 20 years will likely look very different. The question is whether they will eventually become the world's largest economy, or if a new challenger will emerge. Share your predictions in the comments. And for more stories about the forces shaping our world, subscribe to Knowte.